Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of The SIC Show. I'm here with my main man, Brent. How are you, buddy?
Good, and we're in the what cave?
We're in the SIC Cave. Actually, it's AKA Brent's studio, but that's okay. It's the SIC Cave.
Good. So what's on the show today?
Man, this week we're going to share with you a funny fact about our birthdays.
And wait until you guys see what Johnny's been up to with Google.
And I got a killer Lightroom tip for relighting your images. Let's get into it, brother.
Awesome.
The SIC Show. Share, inspire, create.com. Share.
So guys, we've got a really interesting fact about Johnny's birthday and my birthday and our significant others' birthdays.
I know, it's goddamn amazing. I can't believe it, mate. So my birthday is on the 28th of September. When's yours, mate?
The day before, the 27th.
That is unbelievable. And my partner's birthday is on the 29th of October.
And mine is the day before, on the 28th of October.
That's
crazy.
I know, and I can't believe it. We only found out the other day because it happened to be mine and Brent's birthday. And then our partners got talking and it was like, boom. All of a sudden, it's crazy. So my birthday is the day after Brent's, and Brent's partner, Stacey, is the day after my partner, Angela's.
I know, that's crazy.
The next month. It's just ironic. Anyway, man, I'm blown away. Random fact, guys. There it is.
There it is. Good. Awesome. All right, let's get into the next thing.
Let's get into it, mate.
Inspire.
All right, guys, here it is. You're going to love this. This has been so much fun, this project. I've got with me here the Google Trekker. And what the Google Trekker is a backpack that has a processor and batteries and hard drive. And on the top, it's amazing. There is 15 different cameras that are around 75 megapixels all up, which is totally amazing. And Brent,
this thing's heavy, man.
You can see, bro. It's like 18 kilos, and it's on a backpack, and you actually walk through the bush. And what it does, it captures a panorama every 2.5 seconds, and it's going to create, like, if you've ever seen Street View in Google Maps, it does the exact same thing through the bush or through the forest, which is totally amazing. So
it looks like an alien device.
It does, doesn't it?
Two little antenna.
Yeah, so the antennas at the top are actually for the GPS, because obviously all the images have got to be tagged with the geo reference, you know, so they can stitch them all together. And there's also an Android device, which I have in my pocket here, which is a bit unfortunate. It's Android. It's okay.
No, Android's better.
It's okay. No, iPhone's better. iPhone 6, baby!
We've got an Apple fanboy.
Yeah, we have. Okay, yes, I am. I've admit it. Yeah, that's me. Okay, anyway, back to the Trekker. But look, there's a really cool app that Google has obviously developed internally, in-house to run this thing, as they do. Everything's customized. And when you get into the interface, there's a real funny thing, mate. What happens is you get to choose how you're wearing this thing or mounting this thing. So what I mean by that is there's a frame where you can put it on the back of a car, and you can drive along it through the forest. You can wear it on your back, obviously. But there's like skidoo through the snow, ATV, four-wheel drive. And the funny thing is dog sled. And there's also, like, they've got these little icons of a cow. So there's dude sitting on a cow with the Trekker. I'm just like,
which country is that?
I don't know, bro.
Where do you ride a cow?
I don't know, man. It's a cow. It's insane.
Well,
but
I know
anyway,
where they ride bulls.
Yeah, maybe it's a bull. Yeah,
it could be, yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe it's Texas or somewhere. Or maybe out there. But anyway, Australia.
I thought it was a pretty good sense of humour from Google. You know, adding those other icons was totally hilarious.
So, Johnny, what do you think this thing costs, man? Because I was telling my son about it. He said, "How much is it, Dad?" And I said, "It's $1 million." So, what do you think?
Mate, to be honest, it's a question that gets asked all the time, and I don't think you could put a price on it. They have several of these devices around the world now. They've captured some stuff in the Grand Canyon. They've got them everywhere, actually. Captured some stuff in a few major cities where you couldn't get the car to. It's amazing. You know, Google, they love their data, mate. So anyway, how did
a bit of a hard landing there?
It's heavy, 18 kilos. Actually, I've got a bit of a story.
Yeah.
We were recently in the Blue Mountains, and me and another fella from work, we did 18 kilometers in one day in the Blue Mountains. And the Blue Mountains is like this.
Up and
down.
You
know, and like I'm okay. I wouldn't say I'm an elite athlete, by all means.
Yeah, but you're training for it, right?
Yeah, I'm trying. Yeah, I am, man.
Yeah.
I've been in training my whole life, mate.
Well, yeah. And you have your 3 double shots of coffee every morning.
That's it, man. That's
Like-
it. Egg and bacon rolls, those
Yeah.
things, man. They
Oh,
get you going.
Pie.
Pie. Yeah, definitely
Meat pie?
Meat pie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, in Australia we have meat pies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not like in
awesome.
America where you got the apple pie.
Yeah, we
Here
don't.
it's a.
And you can heat it for breakfast, and it's
Yeah.
well wicked.
Oh.
Get one.
It's
If you
better the
can't-
next day, right?
Oh,
Is it?
mate, always better cold.
Yeah, especially if in your car all day.
Stay away from the pies.
Okay.
They're well.
Back to the tracker.
Yeah, back to the
Okay.
tracker. So anyway, Blue Mountains. We did 18 Ks in one day. Obviously, there was 2 of us sharing the backpack, and for safety reasons too, Brent, we have 2 people because
Yeah.
basically when you got this thing on, you can't carry food. You can't
Water.
carry any extra water,
No.
so that you're relying on that second person as your backup when you're out there in the field.
Yeah.
And obviously they've got to stick a fair way behind you, otherwise
Yes.
they're going to be in the trekker the whole way. You know,
How-
behind you.
How do you know if they're still behind you? Like you might be tracking like for a couple of hours and you don't see someone behind you. How do you know if they're still there?
Yeah, we got that covered with radios, mate.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, it's all good.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a bit funny. You can see there's a few scratches on the top here, and that's from a few of the overhangs in the Blue Mountains where we're ducking down between the sandstone
Oh, right.
crevices and that, and it's
Oh, okay.
scratching along the
Yep.
top. So yeah, awesome. Blue Mountains is wicked,
Okay.
and I can't wait till the data goes live.
Yeah,
we don't
yeah.
have an ETA on that, but as
And
soon
it's
as
just, I mean, for me, just visually looking at this thing, it looks like a really weird kind of dome with all these cameras facing in every direction. There's one facing up, there's one facing this way, there's a couple facing down. I mean, it's a little bit like the Sputnik, one of the first satellites that were sent up into
oh
space.
yeah,
you know, like
it is.
It,
You know
it
what's-
reminds me of that.
You know what's really amazing with the engineering too, Brent? As you can see in the slot here, they've all been customized for the lens they've got in there. So obviously that shape there,
Yeah.
that lens is obviously, you know, at a certain millimeter or whatever it's fixed
Yeah,
at.
yeah.
And these protection barriers been cut in a certain way so that it's out of frame, which
I
is
know.
really
That's cool.
amazing. It's
And Johnny was showing me something earlier, and I'll lift it up over here.
yeah,
And you see this tube over here? There's a tube, and
Just
it looks like it's got some beads in there, and that's to suck out the moisture from all the lenses because the lenses are sealed in that dome at the top there. And I guess if moisture gets in, it'll fog up
Fog
the
up.
inside of the lens.
yeah.
So this actually sucks out the moisture and keeps it dry inside where all the cameras are. That's pretty cool.
It's super cool. And the other thing, you know, typical Google style, they give you like this little computer you can attach to it, and you put it on the network, and Google can remote in and troubleshoot it.
Really?
Yeah, they're amazing. It's
Wow.
unbelievable.
Wow.
Yeah, they've got everything covered, and their support with this has been awesome. So I'll just tell you quickly how this project came about. So New South Wales National Parks and Wildlife has teamed up with Google to capture a lot of our big iconic walks in New South Wales National Parks. So, and where I think this is going to be awesome for photographers, Brent,
Yeah.
is could you imagine going along a trail to an awesome waterfall and being able to scout that thing live, like have a good look around and try and check the perspective you want to shoot from. It may not be the time of day or anything like
Yeah,
that when you're
yeah.
there, but you get an idea of the foliage and you get an idea of, you know, all that sort of stuff. I reckon it's going to be killer for scouting. It's
Yeah,
going to be
definitely.
killer for scouting, for landscape photographers. Amazing.
Cool, because then you can see, you know, if there's an overhang or a tree in the way, what time of day you should be there, so you don't waste your time by
it.
hiking into this place, which might take a couple of hours to hike in,
Yep.
and you're there at the wrong time of the day.
That's-
Especially in a waterfall, you know, like where it's in a cutout, like in a valley,
Yeah.
because at a certain time of the day there's going to be no sun in there, and then at other times there's going to be full sun, and you probably
it.
don't want full sun shooting a waterfall because you want to get the slow shutter speed and the milky water. You want it to be in shade, so that's a really good way
Oh,
of
mate,
checking
it's
it
going
out.
to be
Yeah.
awesome for that. All right.
Are you going to put it on my back?
So, guys, this is the Google Tracker, and do you want to try it on, brother?
Yes.
Okay, let's try it on. Ready?
Okay.
Okay, so I've got it. Ugh.
There we go.
Put it on.
Hold on. There we go.
You
Okay.
got it, bro?
Yep. Got
All right, and I'll pass you the device.
it. Okay.
There you go,
Cool.
mate.
Cool. All right. There we go.
All right, let's go to a
How's
white.
it look?
Looks great, mate. Love
Yeah.
it.
Create.
All right, guys, here it is, the killer Lightroom tip for relighting your images and really getting a focus down on that main subject. And here it is, guys. So you can see on the screen now, I've got this cool macro image I shot the other day at Soldiers Point, not far from where we live, mate, of a dandelion. So, yeah, pretty nice there.
Are they natural? Or...
No, that's a weed.
right,
It
yeah.
is a weed.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a cool weed.
Yeah. It does look
Especially
cool.
with that bokeh. Look at that, man.
Nice.
It's beautiful. Anyway, let's get into it, guys. So the first thing we want to do is jump up here to the radial filter, guys. And if you don't have the radial filter, chances are you're probably on Lightroom 4 or earlier. The radial filter actually came in Lightroom 5, and I would highly recommend you upgrade to Lightroom 5. I love the little extra things you get with it, man. It's amazing. And now with the creative, this is an extra tip, by the way, and now with Adobe's Creative Cloud for photographers, which is only $9.99 a month, and you get Photoshop CC and Lightroom 5, and all free upgrades. It's a month.
I'm on it.
Yeah, I know. So am I, man. I love it. I love it. I think it's a way better option. I can't afford to drop the whatever it was. For us, it was ridiculous.
It was like
remember?
$1,000 or something.
$1,000 or more for CS. You know.
I
So
know.
anyway, let's get to the tip.
Okay.
The radial filter. Let's jump on it. So guys, I've already done it to this image, and I'm going to show you now. If you can see, I've just jumped on the pin there, and as I move this around, you'll see slightly. I don't know if you can see in the video, but you can see, Brent. Can you see? It's like a little spotlight.
It's lighting it up.
Yeah, that's right.
That's
right, it is. So it's really focusing down on that main subject, the dandelion. So I'm going to delete that pin now. So I'm going to create a new radial filter. So if I just click in the middle of this image and drag out a radial filter to the rough size that I want. And the things to remember here, guys, is you want to invert the mask, okay? So I'll show you what happens if I don't invert the mask, and of course that's really exaggerated. Yeah. It's actually affecting outside the radial filter, and that's not what we want. We want it to affect the inside the radial filter. So I'm going to invert that mask there. I'm going to reset my settings there by clicking the effects key. And usually what I do, I usually start with about 0.5 of a stop. For this, it's actually a little bit too much, so I'll take that back. I know from creating it before, it's about 0.3. So I'm going to create that on 0.3. And the other thing to do is make sure you feather it. Around 70 to 80 is usually a good feather. And that's the transition between this point and the center point. That's what feather does. So, and you can see now, guys, if I move that around, I've created like a little spotlight. And there's so much you can do with this tool. You know, you can even if I wanted to make it pop a little bit more, I could add a little bit of contrast in there. And you can see what that's doing, right? Just slight bit of contrast and just making that dandelion pop off the page. So that's it, guys. Relighting your image with the radial filter in Lightroom. It's such a creative tool, and you can do so much. You know what? When it becomes really fun is in black and white. You create a black and white, and you can add little spots of light here and there, creating interest in your image. It's amazing. Absolutely love it. Anyway, we might show you that one next time.
Oh, good. And you know what impresses me the most about Johnny's workflow here? Man, the way your fingers and everything move around. You're doing it with one hand, clicking, dragging. I mean, that's amazing. Just the skill and dexterity it takes to do that.
Oh, well, I live in Lightroom all the time, mate. Okay. You know, I live in Lightroom at work and at home, so yeah, I love it. Yeah. Anyway, guys, there it is. Give it a go and leave us some feedback on that tip. And if you've got any other cool Lightroom tips, send it our way. Love to share them.
Well, thanks, Johnny. Thanks for that. That's a great tip. Man, how heavy was that Google tracker?
Dude, that thing is 18 kilos, man. You can imagine I've carried that all day.
Man, you got to be a pack horse to carry.
Oh man, I'm packing everything on here, man. But seriously, 2 hours straight with that thing on, you're ready to get it off, man.
And how many cameras does it have on it?
It's got 15 cameras. And what happens, 15 cameras, takes a pano every 2 seconds. It's amazing, man. You know what I'm loving about it? I think it's going to be an awesome resource for photographers, particularly landscape photographers. You can get in the forest and scout a location and really have a good look around about compositions. I think that's going to be killer for photographers in the future.
Yeah, definitely. And you can probably go to a place and you can check what time and where the angle of the sun is and you know, stuff
and have
like
a good look around, look for overhanging branches. And I mean, I think it's going to be killer for photographers. I love it, man.
Good. Yeah, I love that thing. I mean, I tried it on my back. It was heavy as hell. Jeez, I don't know how you carry it around everywhere.
Oh, man, I've been at the Cairo every week since, man. Getting a massage, but it's all good.
Good.
It's all good. Loved it.
And, hey, man, thanks so much for that Lightroom tip. Dude, man, you are the guru when it comes to Lightroom. I just love the way your fingers are going crazy and everything. And, by the way, guys, if you haven't got Johnny's course, I'll just do a quick little plug for it if you don't mind.
No.
Johnny's Lightroom Essentials for Landscape Photographers. It's an amazing course, and I've recently promoted it to everyone that I know because I've used it, and it's really helped my Lightroom photography, my post-processing of my landscape images. You know, a couple of things that I really love is the masking when it comes to sharpening. I mean, I never knew about that.
How quick is that? That thing takes forever in Photoshop, and with a quick slider, man, you can see exactly and mask out those skies and get rid of those artifacts. I love it.
Yeah, and the radial filter that you showed now, and
spotlight,
and
so
the gradient filter for darkening the skies. I love it.
So powerful, man. Yeah, Lightroom is so powerful and so fast.
Yeah. So, guys, if you want to get this course, Johnny's awesome Lightroom course, put in the coupon code SIC33, SIC33 for 33% off.
Awesome. And here's the URL now. So it's johnnyspencer.com/LRE for Lightroom Essentials. And guys, just to tell you about a little bit behind the course, I've taken lots of Lightroom courses over the years, but unfortunately, a lot of them are really broad. You know, they cover portrait and they cover, you know, other bits of photography that don't interest me. And there's parts of Lightroom that you don't need to know unless you're that type of photographer.
Yeah.
So I've really made this course particularly for landscape photographers, and that's what's really inspired me to create it. Just so you're not learning things you don't need to know, you know? There's so much in that software, and it's such a bulky package, but I give you just the essential things you need to know as a landscape photographer to create beautiful images.
Totally, and I think a lot of us, you know, when we get into that initially, you get a bit overwhelmed with all the buttons and all the functions that you actually, you probably half of them, or I think you've left out about maybe a third or half that you don't actually need as a landscape photographer.
No, to create beautiful images. That's true, mate. No, awesome. And we all suffer from a Lightroom burnout. I've had it before in the past, learning, you know, years ago, and so anyway, guys.
LRB, Lightroom burnout?
LRB, yes.
Is that like a condition?
Burnout. It is. It's like a medical condition.
Oh, so you can go to the doctor and get like...
No, you go to Adobe. You go to Adobe and they...
Dr. Adobe?
Yeah. Anyway, bro, it's been another awesome show, man. I've had so much fun, and I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Please, guys, if you subscribed in iTunes, please leave us some comments there. It really helps our rankings there, and we really appreciate it. And if you've got any other feedback, where's a good place to leave them?
Yeah, just leave comments right below this video.
That's it, guys. Awesome, man.
Thanks, guys.
Another epic show. Thanks, guys.
Catch you next week. Cheers.
Have a great day. Bye.
To find out more, go to shareinspirecreate.com.